Welcome back to What You Missed Gaming, the video game news show that knows it's dangerous to go alone and uninformed on the internet. So here, take this video game news with you and stay informed, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to What You Missed News, the only show on the internet where a veteran like me fought for your freedoms and delivers you the video game news that you missed and should know about. So let's jump right into this, and what better way to segue into this news story than to talk about some military experience with Wolfenstein 2, and kicking some Nazi butts, shall we say. Thanks YouTube for censoring me. Really appreciate that. I'd like to get paid for my work, so we're gonna call them butts instead of other things. So let's begin. What we're talking about here is Wolfenstein 2's panel during E3, but basically what IGN did was take what was going on with the Charlottesville's protest, the violence that has erupted, the controversies with Nazism, and worked it into a Wolfenstein 2 story. And I don't much mind this. This isn't actually a bad thing. It's not super clickbaity, but it is incorporating a trending topic in with video games. Good on you, IGN. For once, you decided to go a higher path and not just clickbait. Basically, what was happening is a marketing director over at Bethesda Softworks, Pete Hines, explained why people loved shooting things in Wolfenstein. And he corrected the interviewer, talking about how it was notable that people enjoyed shooting things in Wolfenstein, but actually it's not things, it's Nazis. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this is really what people want to do. I'll tell you that there is a video game practice and a premise. When you make an enemy side that is heinous and horrendous like Nazis, there's no redeeming qualities for that side. So it makes it very easy for you to do heinous and horrible things to them because you feel like you're paying it forward. If a Nazi was a very evil person, he hurt a lot of people, you don't have a problem hurting him as much. That's why a lot of people like to play the Wolfenstein series, because they like to kill Nazis. There's a long article on this, a paper on this talking about this stuff, and you can read through it yourself, but that's basically what they were saying. And I'm in pretty much agreement with what they're saying. Whether or not you agree that people should be able to celebrate their ideas, at least in video games, you can kill Nazis and not go to prison or be tried for murder. At the end of the day, I think video games help us do things that we would have never been able to do before. So thank you, developers of Wolfenstein. Destiny 2 is going to have an open and official beta on the PC. As you know, that's going to be running August 29th to 31st. Now here's the thing, it's going to be running with uncapped frame rates at 4K. Now remember what I had told you a while ago, that even the Xbox One X's version of Destiny 2 won't be able to run at 60 frames for whatever reason. That is more than likely due to the PS4 Pro and the CPU limitations with it. No offense, no console is better than the other one. Both of them are destroyed by PCs. I'm curious to see what the minimum requirement for 60 frames a second on PC is. When that comes out, I would not be shocked if it wasn't anything really major on the PC side. But there's something else happening with Destiny 2. I know a lot of people aren't fans with this, but video gaming has fallen to a terrible state, man. Destiny 2, players with Virgin Fibre get an exclusive Sparrow. It's not that you have Sony or Xbox anymore. It's not that, hey, here's a Nintendo exclusive with the Mario Brothers skin pack. No! It's if you have a certain internet company. Oh my God! Please, Lord have mercy on me, man. How did we land here as the video gaming community? How did we get here? When is enough going to be enough? When are you going to actually start protesting, pre-ordering, microtransactions, and not accept crappy video game practices? Now, this isn't a UK exclusive because I'm pretty sure America doesn't have Virgin Fibre. If I'm wrong, you can correct me, but that's basically what the article is saying. I'm very saddened by this, and I think a lot of other people will agree with me that it is absolute crap and a horrendous business practice, and we need to get rid of this immediately. This is terrible. A video game should be a base game that you can unlock everything based upon your skill or whatever methods the game developers decide, but there should not be an external method requiring you to unlock content like who your internet service provider is. Holy crap, man. I feel like I'm going nuts here. Am I the only sane one on the planet anymore? Anyways, let's move move on to the next story. Microsoft's new Xbox controller adapter is delayed to 2018 in the US. Not really sure. This is basically just an adapter you could plug into your PC and it would work with Windows 10. A lot of drivers and things like that take time to update, to configure for each and every motherboard, system, USB handler, stuff like that. PC jargon, you know what I'm talking about. This adapter is just a more updated, streamlined device since the Xbox One came out quite some time ago. I'm not sure exactly why it was delayed. Not that it much matters, it's still delayed. It's not yet known if the device is even going to be available in other countries anyways, other than what this has cited here in this news story. And it would allow you to connect your wireless Xbox One controllers to Windows 10 PCs at a third of the size of the original adapter. I think it probably has a lot to do with patents, FTC, communications, stuff like that. Something you need to be aware about if you're really into Rock Band and Guitar Hero games, that Harmonix is going to be pulling Rock Band Blitz from PSN and Xbox Live later. And they stated that, quote, it's not backwards compatible on either Xbox One or PlayStation 4, nor will it be in the future, but all 25 songs on the soundtrack can be brought over to Rock Band 4 at no additional charge. This is likely the reason they're pulling it. If you can't play the game as a standalone game, then they wouldn't keep it on the marketplace. But this is what happens with digital content. You'll never be able to find this again unless you download it at a certain time. And if you're really into Rock Band, you might want to get those songs. So depending on what it's worth for you, make sure you get it before, I believe, the end of the month. That would be, once again, August 28th. GOG, that is a PC game client. It's kind of like Steam, but a little bit different. They have no DRM on their games. Well, I wouldn't say all of them, but I'm fairly certain that they're very transparent about their DRM. I've used them quite a lot, so again, I don't know 100% the business practices, but most people consider them to be the most DRM-free PC games you can get and pay for. They are having a sale where you can get pinatas and crack open pinatas for $3 to get games. So far, what they're listing here on this news story is that they got games like Darksiders War Mastered Edition, Heroes of Might and Magic 3 Complete, and Stalker Call of Pripyat. And yeah, that's a decent PC game, I guess. Those games are pretty nice, and for $3, it's pretty cool to be getting those games. But again, it is a dice roll, so most of the time, I think you'll get a decent valued game. But if you're not an all-round gamer and you got something like a racing game, it might be extremely disappointing and a waste of money. Just letting you know that it exists, so go check it out. Sonic Mania released on the 15th, and reviews are really high for it. If you guys would like me to review the game itself, let me know in the comments below. Like and share this video, I would really appreciate it, and that would give me some incentive to go buy it and review it myself. But from what I've seen, the gameplay itself, it really seems, looks, and feels like the original Sonic. I won't know until I get my hands on it, but generally speaking, if this game is accepted at a very high rating score, the internet doesn't necessarily lie about Sonic games, okay? Sonic games have a bad track record, which at the end of the day means that they're probably telling the truth. So I'm gonna check it out myself, and hopefully you will too, because good Sonic games need to be bought and supported. Blizzard Battle.net replaces the Blizzard app, which had replaced Battle.net. They're going to be shifting over their trademarks, their designs, their branding to who they are. They've been talking about this for a while, so make sure to keep up with them. If you're a big Overwatch player on PC, or you play Diablo 3 or World of Warcraft or Hearthstone, you might want to be aware of that, because one day you might log in and it might not be Blizzard.net anymore and you might be freaking out. Finally, I want to close on this, and I'm going to speak on this just for a short time, but Atari partners with LGBT media to make more inclusive games. Once again, I was speaking to a friend of mine who is transgendered, and they stated that this seems more like pandering than anything else. Now, without me instantly jumping the gun and saying, oh yes, it is pandering, I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Again, it really depends on the person. I don't think inclusive games are bad, but I do think exclusive games are bad. And that means that unless you have the system or the console, you can't play that game. But inclusive means, I guess, if you don't have the right mindset, you won't enjoy the game or play the game. Basically, what Atari is doing is partnering with this network to create LGBT games that are inclusive to that type of community. So a lot of the transgender folks that I speak to say, hey, just don't make games where there are two genders exclusively. And I couldn't agree more. When I play games, I love making ridiculous and crazy characters. And I think you should be able to make a transsexual if you want. Look, there's nothing wrong with being able to create whatever character you want in a video game, and I think that's what it should be. I don't think you should conform certain characters to being transgendered or change their sexuality, like Samus from Metroid, Link from Zelda, and Mario. These are set characters. You don't need to transgender them. You don't need to change them to fit your narrative. But if you are playing a game like Skyrim and you can create your own character, you should be able to be the greatest hero in the universe who saves the world, but you're a transgender. You should be able to do that. I think that is acceptable, and I think most people would get behind me with that. You might not like the lifestyle, you might not even agree with it. You should be able to be a transgender if you want to and save the universe in the comfort of your own living room. That's what video games are about, ladies and gentlemen. At least Atari isn't partnering with Verizon and offering exclusive games. Bungie. No, you know what? No coughs. Destiny 2, man, you're crap for doing that. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go calm down, ladies and gentlemen, and attempt to not drink myself to death, because alcohol isn't the answer. But you know what the answer is? Liking and sharing this video so more people are aware that crazy stuff like partnering with internet companies for exclusive video game content is actually happening. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out, and I really appreciate you taking the time out to watch this video. Thank you for watching, and as always, good gaming, and God bless.